Okay, getting ready for the ultimate reset. I want to help you get prepared and answer some questions quickly about the meal plan because as you go through your guidebook and you check out the resources, I'm sure you've noticed that every day of the 21 days, it's very specific. The guidebook lays out for you what to eat, how much, even when. Now, if you want to follow it to a T, great. I also want to talk about how you can make it a little bit simpler on yourself and where there's wiggle room in the recipes. But first, I'm going to just make sure you're aware of the resources you have. So I'm going to show you my screen here. Okay, so within Beachbody On Demand, if you log into Beachbody On Demand and you go to programs, you're going to scroll down to Nutrition Center and you should be able to find the Ultimate Reset. This is something you have access to right away as soon as you purchase your kit. So you don't have to wait for things to come in the mail to start getting prepared. So there's the Start Here section. There's a great little video, 7 minutes long, tells you about each of the phases, great content to go through. There are some videos talking about each of the phases. You know, these are more meal prep videos and how to keep a diary. They could be helpful. I didn't need them because I looked at the guidebook, but some people love to watch cooking shows instead, and that's totally fine. You do have workouts included in the reset. There's just three, but you can see that it's three different yoga videos. B is a great yoga teacher. She's fun to work out with. When you're doing your reset, any intense exercise is discouraged. So you're weightlifting, it's not the right time to do something crazy like insanity. You really do want to restore your whole body. So your workouts should look like walks, hikes would be okay. Yoga is highly recommended, and you don't even have to work out at all. I had kickball games on Sundays, and so that was kind of rigorous and intense, a lot of sprinting back to back. And you definitely feel it when you're working out too intensely, but you're also trying to do the reset. So try to follow that guideline and reduce how intense your workouts are. Do some yoga, it's included. Take some walks, I really enjoyed the process of not working out because I found other things to do. Like I'm so used to working out as a stress reliever. And I discovered, that I liked baking or that I actually don't hate cooking as much as I thought I did. We did a lot of outdoor walks as a family. I know it might be cold where you're at right now, but anyways, there are those three yoga videos for you. And then program materials. So there's a program overview. It talks about self-care. Again, the guidebook is going to be, I love the hands-on guidebook, how in depth it goes. But you have your snack ideas, your ingredients, and then even shopping for each of the phases. So if I went to shopping list week 1, it would tell me exactly what to buy. So cucumbers, 8. To put 8 cucumbers in my grocery pickup order. Green onions. So if you want something like very detailed, you have the shopping list. For those of you who, want to do the reset, but don't want to have to prep something new every day, you can absolutely play around with the food. Okay, so what I mean, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. The reset is in 3 different phases, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. In phase 1, you see salmon, you see eggs, you see chicken, you see some animal protein still. You're gradually phasing that out by phase 2 and 3. Now, what you can do is you can skip ahead and prep large batches of like phase 2 recipes, for example, to eat in phase 1. But you can't go backwards, meaning in phase 1, there's a really yummy recipe. I love the roasted root medley. Roasted root medley is so good. It's beets, it's carrots, it's sweet potatoes. You bake them. It's just like the flavors are wonderful. I love putting it on top of the salad. So what I did, knowing that that's in phase 2 and in phase 3, is for week 1, I just prepped a huge batch of it. I quadrupled the recipe and I put it on top of my salad for every day of that week for lunch. So I didn't follow the new lunch meal menu item every single day. I just prepped a large batch of phase 2's roasted root medley and had that every day for lunch. So that's something you can do. You can eat things from ahead of the phase ahead of you. You just can't go backwards. So in phase 2 or 3, I can't now have salmon because we've already phased out animal protein. I hope that makes sense. But any recipes that you see in phase 3, you can have in phase 2. Any recipes you see in phase 2 or 3, you can have in phase 1. So like pinto beans and rice, it's a really easy thing to make. You can make a large batch of it and you can have that recipe, multiple times instead of making something new each day. So I wanted to talk about some of my favorite recipes and what meal prepping could look like. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. So here's the pinto beans and rice. This is 1 serving. It's a half a cup of pinto beans. You have some olive oil, smoked paprika. This was a huge serving. I made this one night and I was like, holy cow, how am I going to eat all this? This is in week 2. You see this recipe. You could make it for week 1. There's no reason you couldn't. Now, the roasted root medley is delicious. I think it's so yummy to put on top of a salad. And again, you can make a huge batch of this. I just portioned it out into little baggies and I dump one on my salad every day. And then the microgreen salad. Honestly, this was so easy for me. If you were following my Instagram stories, you probably saw me eating a lot of salads. And that's because the microgreen salad is a recipe you see in phase 1, 2, and 3. You can have it throughout the whole reset. It's 3 cups of salad greens. You can use spinach if you want, carrots, cucumbers, red bell peppers, half cup or a quarter cup of sprouts, tomato, jicama. It's basically just a giant salad with veggies. If you hate jicama, you could put more bell peppers. If you hate bell peppers, you could put broccoli. You can pretty much sub any vegetables you want. So I would just plan on having a microgreen salad. I did that almost every day of the reset for lunch. And in your guidebook, it will tell you what you can have alongside of the microgreen salad. Sometimes it's a salad and a sweet potato, or a salad and some miso soup. So it's not like you're just having the salad, but it was really easy for me and made it more affordable just to buy a lot of salad greens and the stuff I knew I was going to like, have the same thing every day. You can do that for breakfast too, with oatmeal in weeks 1 and 2, or you can do that in week 3. You just have fresh fruit every day. So it does get easier when you prep large batches. I also wanted to talk about deconstructing food. Okay, so pay attention to this. So here we go. Nori rolls with tempeh and veggies. This is basically sushi, right? It's thin pieces of seaweed. You wrap up the rice, you wrap up the tempeh, you wrap up avocado and carrot, and you make your own little sushi platter. I didn't have the seaweed rolls wraps. It seemed like just kind of extra work. So I deconstructed the recipe, meaning instead of wrapping everything in nori seaweed, I had my tempeh with brown rice, avocado, carrot, cucumber, norigamatsu. These are just sesame seeds. I put that all in a bowl. So instead of having it in a wrap like a sushi roll, I just had a bowl and put all the ingredients in the bowl and ate it like a bowl. You can totally deconstruct what you see. Another good example of that is with, there is an avocado and cucumber soup recipe. Okay, so when you see this in the guidebook, don't be afraid to deconstruct it. Okay, I read this avocado cucumber soup and I had avocados and cucumber, but I really didn't feel like using my food processor or making soup, and it sounded kind of gross. So I just chopped up a medium cucumber and I chopped up a medium avocado and I chopped up my cilantro and lime juice and I mixed it in a bowl and I ate it like a fresh salad, right? So you can totally deconstruct. If it says soup, you don't have to make it soup if you'd rather just have it in a fresh bowl. I did this with another recipe too. There was like things that said to put them together in a very specific way. And instead of making a soup or sushi, I just had the same things, but in a bowl and made it a little bit easier on myself. Okay, I know this video is getting really long. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that. If you want to follow every day so specifically like it's laid out, you can. If you want to save yourself some time and money at the grocery store and want to pick some of the recipes that you think you'll really like and prep, multiples of those for several days in a row, you can also do that. If you have any questions, please, please, please let me know. I'm definitely here to help you, and I'm excited to see your results.